This is Mike Carmin with the Lafayette Journal-Courier with David Woods from the Indianapolis Star, and we're going to rehash the bucket game today here in Bloomington, where Indiana won 56-36 in a game that really wasn't that close. Now, David, just from IU's perspective, they're not going to a bowl game, but how big of a win was this for them, and also to put up the number of points they did. And Trey Roberson had a great day at quarterback.
I think this was very big for the Hoosiers. Purdue has really dominated this series, won 13 of the last 16. But it also, you can't help but think that this outcome also causes a lot of interesting storylines heading into the offseason. Here, Trey Roberson, who's really been behind Nate Sudfeld at quarterback most of the season, ties a 70-year-old IU record with six touchdown passes. He had 427 yards of total offense. And yet Coach Kevin Wilson said afterward, we can't really do this every game because, Trey couldn't handle a beating like this. And then you had the perhaps decades-long IU bugaboo of porous defense, allowing Purdue to get season highs in yards, 516, and points, 36. I can't help but think this will intensify the pressure on Kevin Wilson to do something about this defense and to address defensive coordinator Doug Mallory. So we'll have uncertainty at quarterback and uncertainty with the defense heading into the offseason. Although I think it's clear that IU has, if not turned, is at least turning the program, but still a lot of things to be resolved.
From Purdue's standpoint, they did some things offensively today that they haven't done all year. That's going to be a nice building block for them. Unlike Indiana, Purdue's going to have a situation at quarterback that's settled going in the spring ball with Danny Etling. He was able to get out and throw the ball a lot today. Hooked up with many receivers. D'Angelo Yancey is a true freshman. He's a guy that's going to be a playmaker for them in the future. Danny Anthrop, a local kid from Central Catholic in Lafayette, has a chance to be a big-time player too. So some positives from the offense, but defensively, Purdue may have taken over the worst defense in the Big Ten today after giving up 692 yards. And unheard of stat from this game to me was Indiana's third down conversions, 16 of 18. Think about that. 16 of 18. It didn't matter if it was 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 17. Indiana converted, and one of those missed opportunities was an interception by Ricardo Allen.
Yeah, that is, I guess it wasn't completely shocking because actually Indiana has been very good on 3rd down, but it would be hard to be 16 of 18 on 3rd down going against air, and that's what Indiana did. This is a very potent offense. It's been Wilson's calling card, but he's clearly going to have to address that defense, which did set an all-time Big Ten record by allowing an average of 560 yards per conference game, which just blew away the 32-year-old record held by Northwestern.
Yeah, but Purdue's got a lot of work to do defensively. They got a lot of work to do up and down the program. They finished 1-11. Darrell Hazel's got to get out and recruit. They have to find a lot better players on both sides of the ball if they're going to climb out of the basement of the Big Ten and compete in the new division format coming up, where Indiana's going to go east, Purdue's going to go west. The schedule for Purdue is going to be a little manageable, a little bit different than IU. They're going to have to face Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan State every year, where Purdue doesn't, they're not going to play those teams every season. They'll get Nebraska, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and teams that Purdue should be able down the line to compete with. But great day for Indiana today. Just a lot of work ahead for Purdue.
I guess for the sake of college football fans in this state, we came into this game, Purdue and Indiana had a collective 17 losses, the most in the history heading into the bucket game. Hopefully for college football fans in this state, next year's bucket game will be more meaningful than this one.